What's going on, everybody? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Better Baseball MLB DFS Playbook podcast and live stream here, recording for Wednesday's early 5-game slate. James, you and I will be live at 5 p.m. Eastern to break down the main slate, but we have some day baseball here on Wednesday, 5 games to get to, so we figure why not cover it, break it down for everybody who wants to get some early action in.
Yeah, it should be an interesting little early slate on tap. No course field that saved for the main course. This is a little appetizer, but some good pitching, I would say, for just a small slate. At least at the top, two of the better pitchers in the league this
Right.
year. Decent mid tier, mainly Brandon Bielak because he's a goat, but interesting little 5-game slate we have on tap. Let's see what we got in Vegas. We are recording here a little early. I'm on the implied runs here first, so that's where I'll just stay.
Sure.
7 implied runs in Minnesota, San Francisco. Obviously, Joe Ryan, spearheading that. 9.5 in Milwaukee, Houston. Adrian Hauser versus Brandon Bielak in that one. 8.5 in Michael Kopech versus Cal Quantrill. That's the White Sox and Cleveland Guardians. 8.5 implied runs in Arizona and Philly, and 9 implied runs in Texas versus Pittsburgh. Let's see who the biggest money line favorites are in those spots as well. Martin Perez and the Rangers minus 130 on the road. Cal Quantrill minus 145 at home. Zach Gallen is actually even money. That's just, I guess, respect to Philly at home more than anything. Joe Ryan, biggest favorite on the board, minus 160 against San Francisco. So,
All right, well, let's get into it. You mentioned Joe Ryan's biggest favorite on the board here. He's been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball this season. 2.25 ERA, 6-1, 66 strikeouts on the year. Really doesn't matter the competition. He's pitched well against everybody. Yankees, Angels, Cubs, Cleveland White Sox. Most recent starts. 9 strikeouts, 10 strikeouts. Really just giving you the fantasy production that you need from an ace. On a small slate, we tend to see some crazy high rostership percentages. So I got to ask you, do you think more people go Joe Ryan or do you think more people go Zach Gallen? The two pitchers up over 10K. No other starting pitchers over 9K on this slate.
I'd assume they gravitate towards Joe Ryan, considering Gallen got absolutely shellacked his last time he stepped on the mound. Not that that correlates with like anything going forward, but Joe Ryan hasn't had that blow up once this year. So
Sure.
I would say Ryan. You also could see a scenario where you're just paying up because after that
The double spend gives you almost 3,600 to play. So
it's tough. But like Anthony Disclafai 8,600, fine. Martin Perez was very good against Colorado his last time out, but he had like mediocre performances in the 2 starts prior. He's fine. You sent me a tweet today, Michael. No one allowing more hard contact than Michael Kopech.
yeah, highest barrel percentage in baseball against goes to Michael Kopech here. Frustratingly enough, you and I played Kansas City against him in his last start. 8 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. So
Mistakes were made.
Hard to barrel when you're not making contact. So
Right. Maybe that
he is facing Cleveland here. I mean,
they have been slightly better lately because Jose Ramirez has been good, but like ever so slightly. Like that's just only because Jose Ramirez is like back in the lineup that they've been okay.
Your favorite starting pitcher on the slate, Brandon Bielak here going up against Milwaukee. Bielak was able to navigate his way around an early bases loaded situation against Oakland. Finished with 9 strikeouts here. I imagine you will have, and probably the field will have some exposure here to Brandon Bielak given the lack of value on the slate.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the best spot because we talk about it all the time. Milwaukee does have upside against right-handed pitching. But be like the strikeouts have been there. And that was kind of my point going into that Oakland start. Like he got lit up in Seattle and it is what it is. 10 hits, 12 base runners total, but 6 strikeouts against San Francisco, then 4 strikeouts in 5 innings against the White Sox. And then we see the upside, 9 strikeouts. We're getting a lot of ground ball outs to boot for Bielak to help him get out of any trouble that he may have faced in pretty much every outing he's been in so far. 8 base runners or more in 3 straight starts. But Milwaukee is a team that strikes out a lot. So, yeah, I could see myself getting to be like, am I over the moon about it? No. He's not facing Oakland anymore. So, but I probably have interest because after that, it's like pretty bleak. Like Johan Oviedo has been pretty good at times this year, has been pretty bad at times this year.
Right.
Now he gets a really tough matchup against Texas. Cal Quantrill, I am shocked that he struck out 6 people in a baseball game and not like over a 3-game span.
Right.
That just has to be a
Team's
career
still
high
hitting
for
home
him.
runs off this man, though. He's now given up 7 on the year, 9 starts.
Yeah, he's not because I want to play. I'm just
No,
putting out. I
I
am
know.
shocked that he had so many strikeouts. Adrian Hauser is coming off a very good start. He is a pretty good pitcher overall, but now he has to face Houston. I don't love that. And he's not really missing bats to start the year. So, and then Ranger Suarez, he's been terrible in his 2 outings. Terrible in his two
Yeah.
outings. So like,
Yeah, we stacked Cubs against him the other day. Paid off pretty nice.
So I don't know. Like it's Belak in the mid tier. I could see getting to Kopech. I could see getting to Martin
Well,
Perez.
Pittsburgh hits lefties well, don't they? They have,
But yeah,
we know they have Rodolfo Castro at the very
they
least.
do they have Rodolfo for sure. So like I could see getting to Belak just because the lack of everything below him.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it as well. Catcher position here. Real Muto is your top priced catcher at 5K. And then he dips down a little bit. Jonah Hines been a staple in our lineups. He's 41. Yasmani Grandal's $3,900. William Contreras didn't play today, so good chance he'll be in the lineup here on Wednesday. That's definitely something to pay attention to with this early slate. Again, we don't have official lineups out right now as we're giving our recording. Some of these guys may have the early slate off because they've been playing. So you could see some backup catchers finding their way into lineups here. So just speculation. We just go back down to Gabriel Moreno at $2,400. Doesn't really make any sense that he's this cheap. He's $2,400 against a lefty. That's like the plug and play value catcher for me.
Yeah, he's been great against left-handed pitching too. Like that's been where he has had the most success. He's hitting 404 this year against left-handed pitching. 425 WOBA. Like that's what more do you need against a guy who's struggling? Like I think Ranger Suarez is a better pitcher than how he's fared, but that hasn't been the case. So why shouldn't we capitalize? I would take a look at Pittsburgh's Jason DeLay, who is like a backup catcher, but hitting 317 on the year, 7 for his first 16 against left-handed pitching. So if you're not playing for whatever reason, if you're not playing Gabriel Moreno at 2,400, I don't hate Jason DeLay at 2,900, but like other than those two guys, that's really it for
I'm with you. There's not a lot here for sure. First base position then. Christian Walker's your top price first base at $4,400. Again, just
plug and play.
speaks to some of these smaller slates, and he's drawing a lefty. So like
plug and play.
Plug and play, core play for us here. A lot of power against left-handed pitching for Christian Walker.
6 home runs already against lefties this year.
Yeah, it's not even that expensive. Nathaniel Lowe at 42, Rowdy Tellez at 4K, and more guys that we often find ourselves throwing into our lineups here. So I'm sure we'll have some exposure. Kirilloff against Desclafani's $3,500. I know he's your boy at times this year. So some decent mid-tier options. Where did I pass on? There's Naylor. Naylor against Kopech. Any interest?
Yeah, sure. Lefties against Michael Kopech haven't been the ones with really any success. It's been the right-handed bats, but we know Josh Naylor is a powerful dude. 6 home runs already against right-handed pitching this year. So sure. I think all those guys you mentioned, by the way, Nathaniel Lowe, great spot. Oviedo struggles against lefties. Rowdy Tellez, lefties hitting 355 against Belak. We know Belak has just been getting people on base and then getting out of trouble. That's really what he's done. So I like all those guys you mentioned, including Kirilloff, including Naylor as
well. Yeah. Second base position here. Estrada is your top guy at 6K, but probably the hardest matchup on the board. Altuve still a little slow to get going with $5,900 against Adrian Hauser here. Simeon better splits against righties at $5,800 against Oviedo. Marte better against lefties. Gets Suarez at 49. There's your top 4 second basemen.
Yeah, it's probably Ketel Marte for me, who has hit lefties quite well for years and years. And obviously, we're not getting that Ketel Marte of like a few years ago where he may or may not have been on steroids. That
I have no idea how he hit so many home runs that year.
remains to be seen. But he's hitting 286 with a 380 Boba against Southpaws this year. We've already mentioned it. We're 3 positions in. We have 3 Diamondbacks that we love.
Yeah.
Like it's just Ranger Suarez has been that bad. So it's Marte for me. I like the matchup for like I like the righties on the mound for Simeon. I don't love the matchup. Oviedo has been good against right-handed bats, 230 average allowed, 287 for lefties. So I'm more inclined to get to lefty bats for Texas than I am righties. But you are right. Like Marcus Simeon hitting 312 with 7 home runs, 33 ribbies, and 393 average or 393 Boba, excuse me, against righties. Like he
Yeah.
does all of his damage. So like could he, in theory, come through? Absolutely. He's in one of those stretches too where he's truthfully, he's been really good for most of the year. To Marcus Simeon's credit, he's not seemingly like the 40 home run guy that he's
Yeah.
threat,
He's had
but
a really good May.
he has had a very good month. So yeah, I could see myself getting Simeon, but I think Marte takes the cake a little bit
Okay.
more for me.
Down here a little bit more. Again, it depends on who isn't in out of the lineup, but we do have Rodolfo Castro, second base shortstop eligible, 3K.
Yep.
Power numbers against lefties still very present, so that's where we tend to find ourselves. We don't often find like Pittsburgh on our slates because they play at like 640.
Yeah, it's annoying.
So when we do get a chance to play him and in this lefty split here, Castro makes a lot of sense.
We don't miss the opportunity to not play Rodolfo Castro here.
No.
We do not miss that opportunity. This year against left-handed pitching, John. Would it be surprising if I told you Rodolfo Castro has 5 home runs?
No.
If he was hitting 326 and if he had a 468 WOBA, would any of that surprise you?
How about a 717 slug?
I mean,
right? He is an absolute dead red lefty masher. So, big fans of Rodolfo Castro. They're getting him at 3K. Dual positional eligibility on a short slate is also a very nice to have. Owen Miller, 2,600 against Bielak. I know he's not the right splits for him, righty, but still doable. Terang on the opposite side of that, 2,300 lefty-righty matchup for him.
Yep.
Not too bad. Anybody else that I'm missing here?
Edward Julian, if he makes the lineup and hits in the middle of it again for Minnesota, I could see myself getting there. Lefties, like Discavani not allowing really much of anything this year, but righties hitting 184, lefties hitting 276. So,
yep. All right, third base position here. Jose Ramirez is your top priced third baseman. Josh Jung, Alex Bregman, Josh Rojas, Yohan Moncada. I mean, Ramirez always makes sense. Again, not my favorite player. I almost say this every slate. I almost never play him. I just don't do it. I think he's overpriced. I know the talent's there, but it just doesn't feel like I ever get it right for DFS. And then I might go Yohan Moncada as like my next guy here. Agreed. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but that's where I'm at the top of the third base position.
I do agree. Lefties have given Cal Quantrill issues. There's a lot of regression coming for Cal Quantrill. We've said that for a couple slates, and it hasn't come to fruition. But like every pitcher runs into when they are unlucky or they're getting lucky, like that is going to turn if they're just not a good pitcher. Cal Quantrill doesn't miss bats. His BABIP is too low. His xFIP is too high. Like nothing suggests that he's going to continue to be good. I could definitely get to Moncada. I like it. I also think like there's clear-cut value below him. But I do 4,300. White Sox could be sneaky here. They have been a little better lately. A little. They also have Clint Frazier playing now for them, John. So instantly the Red Rocket is gonna give his redheaded powers to the rest of their lineup, and they're gonna take off from here.
We'll see if that's how that plays out. Any other third baseman on the board for you here?
Yeah, both Arizona guys. Emmanuel Rivera, 2,900. I know he's slowed down a lot, but he still hits lefties well. Longoria has actually been pretty good lately, especially in the power department. 3 home runs in his last 10 games, 2 in his last 5. I could get to either Arizona guy.
Yeah, gets a lefty matchup. So
Gets the lefty matchup. Jake Berger just continues to just mash. If you want to play, unfortunately, you can't play him and Moncada. You
yeah,
can on FanDuel. You can't play them here. But if you wanted to pivot off Moncada and get to Jake Berger, you can play him.
yeah, I'm with you there. I like the. I mean, we've mentioned nine Arizona guys, so seems pretty clear which should be a popular
With
stack
two
here.
positions to go, we've mentioned 9 Arizona guys.
I know. So it seems pretty clear where maybe our favorite stack will be in this one.
Yep.
Shortstop position, Seager has come back and been a monster.
Oh, he's so good.
I
So
mean,
good.
he's played
So good.
5 games, 5 games, 2 homers, 2 doubles. He's got, so I can't even do the quick math here, 8 RBI, something like that. I mean, just
9.
ridiculous.
9, I
9,
think.
yeah, just absurd production here for Seager. And as you mentioned, lefties are doing the damage against Oviedo, right?
Yep. Lefties are. The split is he is allowing a 287 average, 830 OPS, 358 WOBA to left-handed bats. Corey Seager, not Kyle. Kyle is retired. 333 average, 425 WOBA against right-handed pitching. So
Yeah.
play Corey
I
Seager.
like it. I like it a lot. Pena, I'm in at 47.
Sure.
Can always go Adames again, home against a righty. That's the bingo spot. $3,800.
Yeah, and Belak again. I like Belak. He misses bats. He also doesn't miss bats, and righties and lefties both hitting north of 300 against him. So
yep. Ezekiel Duran is a lefty. If you want to go there against him,
righty.
Oh, is he a righty?
Yeah, he's a righty.
He's a righty. All right, you're right. Right.
But regardless, they're playing both these dudes because they just can't take him out of the lineup. He's been too good to take out of the lineup. So if you did want to play Texas, he's going to be. Josh Smith is the lefty. You could have seen both of them in your peripheral vision.
Could have been.
So you maybe Josh Smith if you do want to play the lefty split against him.
Yeah, possibly. Was Chris Owings? Chris Owings on this team? That was more of a shout out to Justin Field than anything else. All right, outfield. Let's wrap this puppy up. We'll go through the outfield. We'll make a couple lineups. We got a couple minutes to go here. Jordan is your top guy, 63. Bryce Harper, 62. Buxton to 61. 3 guys over 6K. How are you ranking them for us, sir?
I would rank them Jordan, Buxton, Harper. But like space from like Jordan, space, and then the other 2. Because they just kind of when you get Jordan in this groove, like it's just something special. Like he's one of the 3 best hitters in baseball, So
yeah.
I would say Jordan.
MVP last year. Who won the MVP last year?
Only the guy who hit 62 home runs. No big
deal. Right, Aaron Judge. Right.
That guy. That guy.
Jordan should be in the conversation though.
He was. No, I think he finished. I believe he did finish second. To your point, you were just excluding like the guy who had 62 home runs.
I blanked on the guy that didn't show up in the playoffs for some reason. That was my fault. That was my. I mean, great. Hey, listen, great regular season number. Glad to have it. Jordan was not an MVP finalist last year. He was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
MVP finalist there. Wait. No, he was third
last year, right? Third.
Yeah, Ohtani came in second.
Right, Ohtani. Yeah, that was the argument. Ohtani.
Yep.
I mean, right now it's just going to be is Ohtani first or second pretty much every year of his.
Yeah, I mean, because he's an elite pitcher that's going to hit 30 and 20. So. All right, so I agree. That's fine. Harper can't go that against Gallen. Buxton 2. I mean, why is Buxton over 6K? What am I missing?
I mean, this is like the short slate bump, right? Like Thairo Estrada was 6K, and not that I don't think Thairo Estrada is good, but like 6K, he's also been bad lately. That's just like the short slate boost.
Brian Reynolds, he is better from the left side.
He has a 244 average against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, I thought so. Kyle Tucker, $5,600 against Hauser, probably rings a lot of bells for people. We always like Corbin Carroll. I mean, the lefties or righties, I don't think it really matters, and we don't think Ranger Suarez is going to be long for this game. So Carroll's probably good there. Adolis hits righties better. Oviedo better against righties themselves. So depends on your spot. Schwarber, Castellanos, probably no-goes there. I guess we'll see if Yelich keeps hitting tonight, right? If he
Yep.
stays hot, probably finds a spot at 46.
Yep, sure does.
Probably a good little run here. Yelich, Luis Robert, Lourdes Gurriel, all pretty strong plays here.
Dude, Lourdes Gurriel is a psycho lately. I mean, not lately, just like this year.
Remember they didn't play him after he had like
Four home runs in 3 games. Yeah. Love that. I agree on this stretch, by the way. This whole entire stretch. I'd even throw Kutch in there, hitting really good right now. What is McCutcheon against lefties too? McCutcheon against lefties this year, 400 WOBA, 3 home runs. So I'll even throw McCutcheon into that 4-pack. Dude, I think Luis Robert is a star here. Cal Quantrill is going to get shelled. I'm waiting for the day, and it could be this day. Maybe it's not, but like all the numbers suggest Cal Quantrill.
One of the days.
Regression. And if it's not the White Sox, would it surprise me? No. But if it is the White Sox, that also wouldn't surprise me because they do have like a bunch of powerful guys. Like Moncada obviously added depth to the lineup. Luis Robert has 13 bombs on the year. Cal Quantrill doesn't miss bats and allows 1.2 home runs per 9. His 4 ERA doesn't pair with a 5.43 xFIP. He has a 2.68 BABIP. Like, dude, there's nothing that Cal Quantrill can do that would suggest that he's like a good pitcher. Like, yes, he pitches to this like decent ERA, 40% fly ball rate, not good.
Yeah.
Doesn't have an elite ground ball rate. Like,
doesn't strike anybody out. He just
doesn't miss bats. Like, he just gets lucky, dude. Maybe based on his name. Maybe because people liked his dad and gave him some respect, right? And I'm like, one of these days, if it's not this slate, it's the next slate. If it's not the next slate, we're gonna scream.
We're always playing 3 We're always playing 3 maxes, and one of them is always a stack against Cal Quantrill. So,
correct.
We're always in there. Maybe one day Eloy Jimenez will be able to stay healthier for. Not his fault this time. Appendicitis,
Shout out to all of us out there that have had
no appendix. Yeah,
no appendix. Yep.
Let's see here. Where's your next guy down here, man?
I was just looking up. Connor Joe numbers are pretty good against lefties. We missed Carlos Santana over at first base as well. Oh, it's actually Santana. No, he's healthy. Santana, big numbers against lefties this year. Connor Joe, huge numbers against lefties. 4 home runs, 333 average, 476 WOBA against left-handed pitching. And they bat him in the middle of that lineup. So Connor Joe, for sure. It's probably going to be contrarian. We've seen Martin Perez garner some pretty big ownership lately. And he had a 2-game stretch of where he pitched bad, but he was pretty good, I guess, like in all the starts around it. I could see a scenario where Pittsburgh comes in low owned, and on a 5-game slate, we take advantage of that.
Andujar got outrighted.
That's just the story.
Dominic Fletcher's a lefty, right? Yeah.
Dominic Fletcher's a lefty. Yep. And so is Pavin Smith, who they've let off a couple times lately. It's wild times, but
yeah, Gavin Sheets, there you go, $2,400.
Gavin Sheets, 2,400. If you're really down and dirty with the White Sox, like Gavin Sheets is as dirty as it gets for LU. And so is Clint Frazier, by the way, who started for his 2nd straight game, $2,300 for the White Sox as well.
What do we have left? Anybody? You talked Jolks a few times.
Lately. Jolks is okay. I don't think there's anything left. I think
there's not.
Maybe Tyrone Taylor for some power, but he's hitting sub 200 and is like not playing anymore.
Yeah. Let's build a lineup here tonight. We want Ryan, I imagine, right?
Yes.
We go Bielak or we double spend?
Can we double spend? Like, is it a feasible thing to do? We're going to play Moreno, 2,400.
Yep.
We're going to play Christian Walker at 4,400. Probably going to play Rodolfo Castro, and by that I mean we're definitely playing Rodolfo Castro. $3,000.
Adames and then Rodolfo.
And then Connor Joe, maybe 3,400. Do you like Connor Joe? We don't have to. I'm just
trying to see where our spend downs are here. Sheets 4,500 for thing. That's probably that's
Emmanuel Rivera Emmanuel Rivera, 2,900.
Okay, let's see. Emilio Rivera. All right, now we have $1,800 to spend somewhere else. Maybe off Connor Joe.
Off Connor
50,
Joe? Yeah,
52.
sure.
Um,
Lourdes,
yeah.
43. And then we could probably even go back
And
to
do we
900
need? Do we
bucks.
need to?
No, we don't. No, we could say right there. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I think that looks good. So that's our lineup here: Joe Ryan, Zach Gallen, Gabriel Moreno, Christian Walker, Adolfo Castro, Emmanuel Rivera, Willie Adames, Lourdes Gurriel, Gavin Sheets, and Lewis Robert is our lineup here for the 5-game early slate kicking off at 12:35 p.m. James and I will be back live at 7 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern to break down the 7 o'clock slate for everybody there. So make sure you tune in. If you're not yet a member of the Fantasy Alarm family, see the scroll down at the bottom, look at the description of YouTube. If you're listening in, you go to fantasytime.com/all-pro. Promo code MLB50 saves you 50% off the first 6 months. That's $19.98 a month for the first 6 months. And you get access to all of our sports, not just MLB, but NBA, NHL, PGA, MMA, NASCAR. The upcoming NFL season will be here sooner than before you know it. And you'll have access to the first month and a half now, basically at this point. Almost 2 months of the NFL season included there for $19.98 a month, plus 7-day free trial included all that as well. We have a nice premium Discord channel that you had exclusive access to myself, James Grande, Howard Bender, Andrew Cooper, Justin Vreeland, Matt Sells, Dan Malin, the whole crew. Justin Fensterman's in there. You can chat us up, ask your lineup questions, and we'll be there to help you all out. So make sure you check all of that out here at Fantasy Alarm for all the great stuff we have going on, and make sure to download the free Better Sports app on the iTunes and Google Play Store down there for free. Get access to our BetterCast contest, on-demand content there as well. James, any final thoughts for the people at home?
No, interesting little 5-gamer. Again, we'll be back for the 8-game main slate. Make sure you guys tune in, turn on that notification bell over on the YouTube. And if you don't already, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're ever growing over there. Let's just continue to dominate here. Shout out to Fantasy Alarm. Shout out to the Better Sports Network. This has been a wonderful partnership that is going to be long-lived and fruitful.
Amen to that. So, all right, guys, we'll be back again, 5 o'clock Eastern. We'll catch you all later.